Hi, my name is Anna and I'm from Sweden. Please like and subscribe. I used to live with my mom and my 5 other siblings in an age-old house that looked haunted. And my mom is no less than a witch. Where the heck is everyone? This house is a mess. I'm out for like 30 minutes and you turn it into a pigsty. Well, having 6 kids was no joke, but I was the oldest one, and when anything bad happened, it was all on me. My diamond ring is missing. Who took it? Everyone pointed at me like I was some thief. No, Mom, I didn't even see it. Oh, so now you're blind? No, I just didn't see it. And since when are we so rich that we have diamonds? You don't even have a job. But Mom looked super mad about it. She turned the whole place upside down, only to find it in my youngest sister's diaper the next day. And for some freaking reason, she blamed it on me. You fed her the ring. I can't believe you do that to a baby. Mom, that's crazy. Why would I do that? She glared at me like a raging bull, but then she went ahead and cleaned the ring with a tissue and put it on her finger. Oh, my precious. Ugh, what a psycho. Sometimes I doubted if she was even my mom. Then one day when I was 14, I saw her taking money from some old woman. I stepped closer to hear them, and what I heard next shocked me. I don't care about the money. You can have as much as you want. Just keep that child away from my family like you've done for 14 years. 14 years? And child? Could it be that she was talking about me? Was I adopted? I had to find out the truth. After the old woman left, I confronted Mom. Mom, who was that woman? And why did you take money from her? And what child was she talking about? Ugh, nothing. She's just an old woman who helps me feed you brats. Do you think it's easy for a hot, single woman like me to survive on my own, huh? Go back and clean some dishes, now. Ugh, she was clearly hiding something, and I had to find out what. I kept an eye on Mom after that, and the next month, I saw her taking money from the same old woman again. If Mom wasn't gonna tell me, I was gonna find out the truth from the old woman, myself. After Mom went back inside the house, I secretly got into the trunk of the old woman's car and followed her all the way to her place. And God, this place was huge! As soon as I got out, some guards held me for trespassing, and the old woman looked at me like she'd seen some ghost. You, what are you doing here? How did you even? Suddenly she pulled me to the side and went all bonkers on me. I know why you're here, but I won't let you destroy my family. If you go anywhere near my daughter and reveal the fact that you're her daughter, you're done for. OMG, what? I was her daughter's daughter? She was my grandmother? This was insane. I have a different mom other than my crazy mom? No wonder my fake mom treated me like garbage. I was in complete shock, but just then, she started pushing me out the gate. Go away. Go back to where you came from, or I'm going to lock you up in the dark. What were these kiddish threats? I lived with a psycho woman all my life. I wasn't afraid of anyone. I pushed her away and ran inside the house in search of my real mom and screamed loudly, Mom! Suddenly, a gorgeous-looking lady sitting on the sofa looked at me in complete shock. And surprisingly, I looked just like her. She was definitely my mom. Who are you, kid? I'm the daughter you gave away 14 years back. Gave away? What are you saying? I have no idea. So you didn't give birth to me 14 years back? Oh my God. But how? How is this possible? She looked just as shocked as I was, but then suddenly she came and hugged me. I can't believe this. You look just like me. But the doctors told me you were a stillborn child. Where were you all this time, and how did you find me? But before I could say anything, Granny pulled me away. Oh, you're scaring the poor child with so many questions. She looks so tired. Come, love, I'll show you to your room. She quickly took me into a giant room and pushed me onto the bed. So it was you. You told Mom I was a stillborn child and kept me away from her all these years? Why did you do that? It's good enough that I'm allowing a rat like you to stay in this palace. And now what? You need answers too? Listen to me, kid. Keep your mouth shut and do as I say, or I'll stop sending money to your family and all your little siblings will starve. What an evil witch! I decided to keep quiet for the time being and find out what was really going on. Later that evening, when I went down for dinner, I learned I had a sister, Maria, who was a year younger than me. Mom invited me to sit down next to her and started asking me again how I'd found her. With Granny glaring at me, I made up a story about how I'd traced my family history on a website. That sounds like complete rubbish. What website? Get a DNA test and prove it. No, that's not needed. I know she's my daughter. Look at her. She's every bit like me. We don't need any proof. Suddenly, Maria dropped a bowl of soup all over me. Oh, I'm so sorry. It just slipped. Let me take you to the washroom. She took my hand and walked towards the washroom. But the minute we entered it, she turned into Satan. This time, it was just a bowl of soup. Next time, it'll be you in a pot of hot boiling soup. If you don't leave this place right now. Oh my God, this house was full of psychos. But what Maria said was right. I had to get the DNA test done just to verify things. And indeed, I was her daughter. But I still didn't know if she was a good one. Then one night, as I was lying in my bed, Mom came into my room and started talking to me about her life. At first, I was hesitant, but she was just so sweet. Don't mind Maria if she's cold to you. She's just really attached to me. She'll be fine. And honey, I'm so glad to have you back in my life. Suddenly, I had tears in my eyes. For the first time ever, I knew what it felt like to have a loving mother, and she was just awesome. But my happiness was short-lived because Mom was going out on a business trip for some time, and that meant I was stuck with Granny and my evil sister now. At school, she was like the boss of the bullies. Once, she saw a girl wearing the same dress as her, and she said, "How dare you try to wear the same dress as me?" Saying that, she grabbed the girl's dress and tore it to pieces in the corridor full of students. What a witch! Later, after school, she and her minions surrounded me on the playground and started throwing balls at me. Dodge this, moron! You think you can come into my life and take away everything from me? Including my mom? In your dreams, jerk! That was it. I grabbed a ball and threw it right in her face. She fell to the ground on her butt. I have no interest in what's yours, Maria, but I'll rightfully take what belongs to me. And don't you dare think for a second that I'm weak. I picked up my things and went back home, but I knew trouble was coming. A few days later, I was called to the principal's office, and she said I was being suspended for bullying. What? I didn't do anything. I don't even know anyone here yet. Why would I bully anyone? And that's when Maria came into her office looking like a mummy. I'm the one that you bullied and then hit brutally. What the heck? She was such a drama queen. I tried to explain the situation to the principal, but she didn't listen to what I said. I stormed out of there in anger and went back home. But then suddenly a maid came running to me, saying Mom was back and she wanted to see me in her room. I went upstairs, but there was no one. And then I saw her cupboard open and jewels scattered on the floor. I quickly went ahead to pick them up when suddenly Maria and Granny barged into the room along with Mom. I knew it. You're no more than a low-life thief who wants to steal all our riches. Now you're gonna serve in jail, Anna. What? Are you crazy? I was just picking them up. To steal them and then sell them. We know who you are, and we also know that you're not my granddaughter. With that, Granny took out some piece of paper and shoved it in my face. It's a DNA test that proves you're not my granddaughter. So none of your lies are going to work now, liar. What? That had to be fake. But then I looked at Mom, and that look on her face, she was falling for Grandma's lie. And just then, Granny called my fake psycho mom into the room to testify against me too. Yes, she's my daughter. She has a habit of stealing and running away from home, and she keeps having these hallucinations. OMG, how can you even say that? And for what? Money? You're disgusting. Yeah, that's how she acts up all the time. But I have the nurses with me, and we're gonna take her away, don't you worry. What? No. Mom, please, don't listen to any of them. They are all lying. I wasn't stealing, and I am your daughter. I even have the proof. I ran to my room to get the actual DNA tests and showed them to Mom. She looked super confused, but just as those nurses were about to take me, she stepped forward. No, That's enough. Don't touch my daughter. Get your filthy hands off her. But Mom, she hit me and broke my hand. Yeah, liar. The same hand with which I saw you eating like a pig in the kitchen. Mom looked raging mad. She asked everyone to leave and took me back to my room. Mom, I swear. It's okay. You don't need to tell me anything. Just sleep for now. She put me to sleep and went away. But soon after, Granny came into my room with my fake mother. You're so evil. Why did you lie to her? Because I want to get rid of you like I did 14 years ago. But why? Because you were her love child. If word had gotten out, it would have ruined her reputation. I had to protect her. So you gave me away? Your own grandchild? Grandchild, you're just a filthy rat. Enough. I can't believe you'd do that, Mom. How could you? But I did it for... No, stop lying. Stop saying that you do things for me. You kept my own child away from me for all these years and let me think that she was dead? You're mean and evil, and you do everything for your own sake, Mom. Just get out. Get out of my house right now. Mom threw Grandma out of the house and gave my fake mom away to the police for lying and keeping me away from my mother all those years. Oh, honey, are you okay? I'm fine, Mom, and I'm so glad you believe me. Of course, honey. I lost you once, and I can't let that happen again. And I'm sorry you had to go through all that, but I promise I'll make it up to you. And I will always love you. I love you too, Mom. My dad left before I was born, but I grew up with the most amazing mom, who was a hairdresser at a really fancy salon. But when I was 10, I ran into the salon one day to show Mom my report card while she was working on a beautiful woman. Suddenly, I tripped over something and went flying straight into Mom, who ended up snipping off half the woman's hair. And she went ballistic. You moron! What have you done? I look like a hideous boy. Oh, I'll make sure you never work in this town again. And before I knew it, Mom was fired. I was really sorry, but she wouldn't hear it. It was an accident, darling. Don't worry. I'll find another job. But the woman wasn't kidding. Mom couldn't get a job anywhere in town as a hairdresser. And soon enough, we were too broke to even make rent. Then one day, Mom said she'd talk to her older sister and we'd be moving to another town to live with her. I'd never met this aunt before. And when we got to her house, my jaw dropped. Her mansion looked as big as the Parthenon. As a maid let us in, a plump woman dressed in expensive clothes walked into the hall. My aunt! I rushed forward to hug her, but she stopped me. What are you doing? Don't touch me. Just do a curtsy. Who was she? The freaking wife of Zeus? Just then, a pretty girl about my age came running in, and she stomped on my foot. You're ugly. I can't believe you're my cousin. Wow, I had to live with these people now? Of all the rooms in the mansion, Aunt gave me and my mom the dusty old attic to share. And at dinner time, I could feel her eyes on me as I helped myself to more food. She seemed to be the cheapest millionaire ever. But I promised I'd behave well and not cause Mom any trouble, which was easier said than done. My cousin Lydia was a year older than me, and I soon discovered that Aunt was obsessed with making her a model. One day, I found Lydia balancing a pile of books on her head, while her trainer screamed at her to walk straight without dropping them. The very next second, they all came crashing. Lydia, you have no balance, no grace. How will you be a model? You, skinny girl, come try this. To my surprise, I walked across the room with the books easily. Lydia angrily tried again, and this time, she went crashing into a very expensive vase. Mom, look what Hermione did! What? Aunt came charging into the room like an angry bull, and no matter how much I protested, she wouldn't hear a word. And she actually took money from Mom to pay for it, which was her 2 months' salary. Gosh, Aunt was such a witch. Soon after, Mom got me enrolled in the same school as Lydia. On the very first day, I'd just sat down at the cafeteria, where she and her friends joined me. We thought we'd give you company. You've clearly made no friends. I'm fine, actually. So, Lydia tells us you're her maid's daughter? It's so amazing that her mom is paying for your school. What? No, she's not. My mom is... Ew, your mom packed you meatballs for lunch? So uncool. We only eat salads. Well, I guess you have to watch what you're eating. Suddenly, Lydia leapt forward angrily and rubbed my lunch all over my face. Did you just call me fat? Call me that again, and I will end you. With that, she and her friends walked away. I wanted to kick her butt so bad, but I didn't want to get into trouble. I just tried to keep my head down and focus on my studies. But Lydia and her friends would find some way to bully me. And it didn't help that I looked really bad in Lydia's oversized hand-me-downs. When Lydia's 15th birthday came around, Aunt threw her a huge birthday bash. And even though she had tons of servants, she made me slave away in the kitchen too. I finally managed to escape and snuck up to the table with a plate. Just then, Lydia came running and snatched it. What do you think you're doing? Are you stupid? I'm about to eat, so give that back. No, it's my birthday and I decide who eats. And you can't. Oh, yes, I will. What you gonna do? Go crying to mommy, you big baby? What did you just call me? I said, you're a big baby. With that, I grabbed a chunk of cake and threw it at her face. She pounced on me and we went crashing straight into the food table. As we threw food at each other, Lydia's friends also joined in and a food fight broke out. When Aunt arrived at the scene, she started screaming like a maniac and all the kids fled, while Lydia burst into tears that her birthday was ruined. And then Aunt turned to me. You clean up this mess right now, or I'll throw you and your mother out tonight. Do what you like, you miserable creature. I'm not cleaning. I grabbed some food, dashed to my room, and locked myself up. Oh God, what had I just done? A few hours passed, and no one came to my room. I was beginning to get worried why Mom wasn't home yet, so I snuck down quietly to find her wiping the walls and floors clean. Mom, why are you doing that? I'm really sorry. I'll do it. It's okay, Hermione. I feel awful that you have to live here because I can't afford a place. I promise, someday we'll leave, but we can't just yet. You don't have to feel bad about anything. I'll be good. I'll even say sorry to Aunt. But I don't understand how you two are even related. We never got along, even as kids. She always wanted to have everything I had. Now she has so much more, and she's still a witch. We both burst out laughing as we cleaned the mess. I'd put up with anything as long as I had Mom by my side. But after the birthday, Lydia and her friends were being a lot meaner at school. One day during recess, she and her friends started hounding me in the corner. Hey, Twiggy, you're light as a stick, I'm sure. Oh, she is. Why don't you go see for yourself? Suddenly, the guy just picked me up as I kicked and screamed. Let me go! Put me down right now! But they threw me in the janitor's closet and locked it. Just then, I heard them all running off, and seconds later, the principal opened the door. He'd seen everything, and he punished the bullies by suspending them for a week. And when I got home, who was Aunt furious at? Me! It's your fault my darling was suspended. She's just a kid, and she's never been punished for anything in her life. I'm a kid too, and she got punished for bullying me. Well, if she's getting punished, you will too. You'll serve all the guests at my party tomorrow, or else. I didn't want Mom to suffer again, so I kept my mouth shut. Aunt's party was full of super rich friends, and I was busy serving them when a lady caught up with me. Hi, you're really pretty. Are you interested in modeling? Before I could answer, Aunt interrupted. Her? A model? No. She's just a maid. Don't waste your time on her. But you're naturally built for a model. You're perfect. I can see you being Miss World, I tell you. Turns out the lady was the owner of a big fashion magazine, and she wanted to have me as her cover page model. What? That was supposed to be Lydia, not this stupid maid. Well, darling, I'm sorry. Lydia isn't fit for my magazine. Aunt went totally bonkers. She grabbed the woman's drink and threw it in her face. Then she started screaming at everyone. Party's over. Everyone, get out. And you're grounded. But when I told Mom later all about it, she was so excited. She insisted we'd go together to meet this woman. We went to the lady's office the very next day, and she was really happy that I showed up. She immediately signed me up for a big magazine shoot. I woke up super pumped on the day, but seconds later, I was screaming at my reflection, that which Lydia had chopped off my hair in my sleep. I looked terrible, but Mom came to the rescue. She gave me a beautiful pixie cut, and the magazine lady absolutely loved it. And I totally nailed the shoot. Everyone thought I was a natural. Within the next 6 months, I was on lots of magazine covers and billboards, and suddenly, things at school changed too. I was no longer the skinny kid with hand-me-downs. I was the popular model kid now, with a wardrobe that fit me just right. And the best part was watching Lydia burn. A few weeks later, there was a fashion show at school, and Lydia immediately signed up for it too. On the day of the event, I decided to take a quick shower in the gym before getting ready. But as I stepped out, I saw to my horror that Lydia had gathered all my clothes, and she just grinned at me and she walked out. Oh my God, what was I gonna do without any clothes? I looked around and the only thing I saw were the curtains. I quickly pulled them down and made them into a dress with safety pins, and it didn't look half bad. Lydia looked shocked when I walked down the ramp in my curtain dress and blew her a kiss. When I was announced as the winner, she went insane. She literally jumped on me, trying to snatch the trophy away. She would have poked my eye out if some teachers hadn't rescued me. That night, I was walking down to the kitchen when I heard Lydia and Aunt talking about me. "Just make her go away, Mom. I can't stand her anymore. She's ruining my life." "Okay, baby. I'll get rid of her somehow. You know, I got rid of her father too a long time ago." Wait, what? Got rid of my father? Is that what you just said? What are you doing here? Can't I have some privacy in my own house? Just shut up and tell me what you meant about Dad. Yes, I got rid of him. After my stupid husband left me, I fell in love with your father, but he fell head over heels in love with your stupid mom. I couldn't stand it. So I convinced him that your mom was pregnant with someone else's child, and he left. If I couldn't have him, no one could. While I stared at her speechless, I heard Mom behind me. How could you do this to me? All these years, I thought it was him, but it was actually you. Are you completely crazy? Why should you have everything? You didn't deserve him anyway. I would have given him the world. But before she could finish, Mom leapt forward and slapped her hard. You've had this coming for a long time. Come, Hermione. We aren't staying here another minute. We packed our bags and checked into a hotel for a few days. We decided that the first thing we had to do was track down Dad. Mom started calling up their mutual contacts, and luckily we found out soon that Dad lived in another city now, and that he owned $1 million company. My dad was a millionaire? The very next day, we flew over and showed up at his company. Mom asked me to wait outside while she went to talk to him in his office. Half an hour later, Mom called me excitedly. As soon as Dad saw me, he hugged me tight. I can't believe you're my daughter. This is a lot to take in. I'm so sorry for leaving. I should have been there for you. I never should have believed your aunt's lies. I never want to spend another minute without you both. He then showed us a picture of Mom in his wallet and said he'd never gotten married because he'd never loved anyone the same way again. Soon after we moved in with Dad, I planned a wedding for my parents because they never got the chance earlier. I decided to personally invite Aunt, so I went to her place. Come begging for a place to stay again, haven't you? I handed her the wedding card. I'm rich enough to buy your house now, but that's not why I'm here. The wedding is next week. You and your daughter can come to witness that true love can't be separated, but evil people always end up alone in a big house. You are the best example. I walked out and I never saw her again. I was my mom's bridesmaid at the wedding, and it was the happiest moment of my life to see her get everything she truly deserved. And now I'm living my best life with my family.